Hello, and welcome back to my channel. So you guys showed me a lot of love on the video I did for Give It To Me, and a lot of you guys expressed that you were excited to see me carry on with this sort of diss track series, if you will. So today we are going to talk about a classic pop diss track, and that is Mariah Carey's Obsessed. So I'm going to talk about the song, of course, but I'm also going to walk you through the Mariah and Eminem beef, which apparently has been going on for almost 20 years at this point. There's so much to the story that I didn't even know about, and also a lot of other diss tracks that came out of this feud that I didn't know about, so let's go ahead and get into it. It all started back in 2001 when Mariah reached out to Eminem to collaborate on her album Charmbracelet. Eminem claims this is how their relationship began, and they dated for roughly 6 months after. Mariah said they hung out a couple times, but their relationship was purely professional. It's also worth it to note Eminem isn't featured on any of the songs on Charmbracelet, so it seems the collaboration either never happened or was scrapped. The following year, in 2002, Eminem put out his album, The Eminem Show. 2 of the songs, Superman and When the Music Stops, directly reference Mariah and imply a relationship happened. In Superman, Eminem said, "What you trying to be, my new wife? What, you Mariah, fly through twice?" He said in When the Music Stops, "I done came way too far in the game to turn and walk away and not say what I gotta say. What the fuck you take me for, a joke? You smoking crack? Before I do that, I beg Mariah to take me back." Eminem maintained the relationship happened in an interview with Rolling Stone, and also said he currently no longer liked Mariah as a person. In 2002, Larry King asked Mariah about the relationship during an interview to promote Charmbracelet. Mariah responded, "I hung out with him, I spoke to him on the phone. I think I was probably with him a total of 4 times, and I don't consider that dating somebody." She also denied dating Eminem on the Oprah Winfrey Show and in several other interviews.
So what was going on between you and Eminem, if anything?
Nothing. Look, I talked to him. I have spoken to him a few times, whatever. But in terms of me having like an intimate relationship with men, I can name them all on one hand, and he ain't on the hand. Less than one hand, okay? He is not on the hand.
Also, I have to ask you about Eminem too. Is it true you guys had a relationship?
Define relationship.
Is it true? Is it true that you went out on dates?
No.
No.
Dates? No.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Never a relationship there.
Define relationship.
Friendship.
I was friends with him.
Okay. Cool.
That's it.
Cool. Okay.
Physical anything? No. Is that clear?
I like that.
Charmbracelet came out in December of 2002, about 6 months after the Eminem Show. This meant Mariah had time to respond to Eminem via her music, which she did on the song Clown.
Mariah Carey lashes out on her new album. The target? Rapper Eminem. The pop diva has written a song to the bad boy rapper. It's called Clown, and it's no love song. Mariah and Eminem were rumored to be dating last year, but in the song Clown, Mariah squashes those rumors.
In it, Mariah said, "You should have never intimated we were lovers when you know very well we never even touched each other." Mariah also addressed a rumor that she flew her plane to see Eminem in Clown, saying, "I gotta break it to you delicately, dummy. Taking my G5 20 minutes wasn't nothing, but I guess you wouldn't know that's the way I roll. Consequently, now your ego's fully overblown. You don't want the world to know that you're just a puppet show, and the little boy inside often sits at home alone and cries. Apparently, in one of her live performances of Clown, Mariah had one of her dancers wear a Detroit jersey and blonde wig a la Eminem. In 2005, during his anger management tour, Eminem played some alleged voicemails from Mariah. Seems like he was either talking or rapping about her beforehand. When he was finished, the DJ started playing Mariah's new song, We Belong Together.
Who is that? I love you. You love me? Yo, that sounds like Mariah Carey.
That's me.
Oh, get the fuck out of here, man. Don't tell me she's behind one of these doors. Mariah!
I know you got a new wife.
Not a new wife. It's the same girl I've been with. I'm trying to make shit better at home. I'm trying to get my family back together.
Both Mariah and her reps denied it was Mariah in the voicemails. Eminem brought Mariah up again in his 2006 song Jimmy Crack Corn. He said, "Your mind's on us like mine's on Mariah, and y'all are just like her, you're all fucking liars." In 2009, he dissed Mariah again in Bagpipes Over Baghdad, as well as her new husband, Nick Cannon. The song was included on his 2009 album Relapse, which leaked, and people were immediately all over the song. In Bagpipes, Eminem implies Mariah was an alcoholic, makes fun of her relationship with Luis Miguel, and jokes about wanting her back eventually. He mentioned Nick by name in the song also, saying, "Mariah, whatever happened to us, Nick Cannon better back the fuck up. I'm not playing, I want her back, you punk. And Nick Cannon, you prick, I wish you luck with the fucking whore." Nick Cannon responded to Eminem's diss in a now deleted blog post. I couldn't find the entire post, but bits and pieces of it have been posted across several websites. Nick said initially he was going to let things go because he assumed Eminem was only talking about things that had happened with Mariah before their marriage. But as he kept listening and realized he was mentioned in the song, I guess then he thought Eminem was taking things too far. He also pointed out how Eminem had a history of disparaging black women and women in general and called him, quote, a natural-born racist in disguise. Nick also said, "I thought we got past the days where white men could spew vulgar obscenities at our beautiful queens and get away with it. So, Miss Marshall, I'm going to make you wish you never spoke my name and regret the ungodly things you said about my wife." Nick found it important to mention his wife has the same racial mixture as our beloved President Barack Obama. At the end of the post, Nick said, "This is my invitation to you whenever and wherever you like, sir. So when you come out of your introverted hiding place and ask your bodyguards if you can go out and play by yourself, I'm here, pimp." And Nick said he would return to rapping solely to ruin Eminem's career. Nick claimed he deleted the blog post not because anyone instructed him to take it down, but because all the web traffic from it nearly crashed his website. He said he still stood by everything he wrote. Days after the reports about Nick's blog post came out, a YouTube video surfaced of Eminem talking about Mariah on a Sirius satellite radio station, Shade 45. He was joined by 50 Cent, and during a broadcast, the two made a lewd joke that resulted in Eminem implying he had urinated on Mariah Carey previously. Eminem later spoke about Nick Cannon's reaction to Bagpipes Over Baghdad in an interview with BBC. He said, "There's a line on there that was a little harsh. It's a harsh line, but it's like this. The way I look at it, I had no idea he was going to take it like he took it. I had no idea Nick Cannon was going to start wilding out with me. No pun intended." He continued on to say, "I heard about some of the things he was saying. I didn't read his blog or anything, but it is what it is. At the end of the day, it's a line I said, it's a song. What I actually meant to say is, I wish them the best. That's what I meant to say." To an extent, hip-hop is about throwing jabs and sometimes making hyperbolic statements about people the rapper actually knows, and it's understood they're not meant to be taken seriously. However, I'm not quite sure why Eminem didn't expect Nick or Mariah to take Bagpipes in Baghdad seriously, considering they've been feuding for years, and it's doubtful Eminem was completely joking or didn't make the song with the intention of offending Mariah and Nick. Mariah responded to Bagpipes in Baghdad with Obsessed, the lead single from her album Memoirs of an Imperfect Angel. She wrote and produced the song with Tricky Stewart and The Dream. Again, Mariah never specifically names Eminem, but the lyrics make it pretty obvious the song is about him. At the time, Mariah said Obsessed was one of her favorite songs ever. Throughout the entire song, and specifically in the chorus, Mariah addresses Eminem's constant claims they slept together. In the chorus, she says, "Oh, why you so obsessed with me? Boy, I want to know. Lying that you're sexing me with everybody knows. It's clear that you're upset with me." She also calls Eminem delusional and makes fun of his height, stating he has a Napoleon complex. If it wasn't already, Obsessed being about Eminem was pretty much confirmed when the music video dropped. In it, Mariah plays herself as well as a stalker who follows and obsesses over her, clearly meant to be Eminem. At the end of the video, the stalker gets hit by a bus Mean Girl style after finally coming face to face with Mariah and snapping a picture. Mariah said some of the video's visuals were also inspired by The Devil Wears Prada. Because Mariah was wearing a beard and a hoodie for part of the shoot, she was pretty unrecognizable and said it was one of the first times in years she could walk around with an entourage or security. It was actually Nick's idea for her to play the stalker Eminem character instead of hiring someone else. She's denied this character was meant to be Eminem, but the resemblance is clear.
Well, I live for a disguise, but...
What do you get out of being in disguise? You like the anonymity of it?
I love the anonymity of it. Nick was saying, yeah, you should play the stalker. And I was like, yeah, I could do that. And then everybody started having their own speculations about who the stalker was. Right. I'm like, look, me? And when I look at that stalker and me with the beard and the whole 9 yards, like that, I look like my cousin Chris. I do. I look like my brother and my cousin Chris combined. So basically, you know, all the speculation about who I'm playing in the video is, it's not accurate.
Right, there you go.
Mariah shot the video with Brett Ratner, who she'd worked with on several videos before, including Loverboy. Obsessed was a hit, peaking at number 7 on the Hot 100. This chart entry tied Mariah with Janet Jackson and Elton John for the most top 10 entries from any artist at 27. It's the most popular song to come out of the whole Eminem and Mariah feud, and honestly the best one, and was met with positive reviews from critics. Though some disliked the auto-tune, the consensus was that Obsessed was a good song overall. It's a perfect radio-friendly pop song with catchy production and high replay value. Obsessed has just enough shade to make it a fun song to sing because everyone thinks about someone when it comes on, which was probably helped by Mariah not getting too specific in the song. Some criticize Mariah for not hitting back at Eminem hard enough. But Obsessed is in perfect keeping with Mariah's brand of shade, in which she distances herself from the person completely and offers cryptic jabs that give her plausible deniability. In addition, pop and rap are different genres, with rap often having a more narrative than figurative style, which makes it easier in some regards to be more direct in your lyrics. And that discounted, just comparing their music and interviews, even outside of what they said about each other, it's pretty clear the way Eminem and Mariah talk about people that they don't like is very different. The following month, Eminem responded to Obsessed with The Warning, his second Mariah diss that year. There aren't really any lyrics I can repeat in the song without getting demonetized, but you can look them up for yourself if you want. Eminem isn't really saying anything new or different in the song, just insisting again that he and Mariah did sleep together and going on to disparage her. He also claims in The Warning that he has photo evidence and more messages to prove he and Mariah were actually together, and again brings up her flying to see him. All I'm thinking about after this is that it means that he's potentially keeping 8-year-old messages just to prove a point. In response, Nick tweeted some platitudes like, "Quote of the day, never argue with fools because from a distance people can't tell who is who." He also released a diss track aimed at Eminem called I'm a Slick Rick and made a Facebook page to promote a charity boxing match between himself and Eminem. It doesn't seem like Eminem ever agreed to this boxing match, and Nick made up and promoted the event, which never happened, all on his own. In an interview with Support Online Hip Hop, Ja Rule weighed in on the feud between Eminem and Mariah and now Nick Cannon. He said, "Real talk, there really shouldn't be any diss records being made. It should be a lot of swinging and swinging. But hey, it is what it is. I don't feel like I don't have to insult a woman. Even if he did do that, let's say he did do that. You're kissing and telling now. Are you a chick? Are you superhead? You kissing and telling and shit? I don't know." Side note, but I find it a little ironic that he's defending Mariah in one breath and then is still calling Corinne Steffens superhead in another. From my own personal speculation, it seems like Ja Rule made this statement not purely to defend Mariah Carey, but because he's had an ongoing feud with Eminem and dislikes him. A few months later, Mariah released the Obsessed remix with Gucci Mane. They shot another video together using some of the footage from the original music video shoot as well. By 2010, Eminem was claiming he was over his feud with Mariah, saying he didn't want to keep beating a dead horse and that he was done with the whole situation. He said the last time he would talk about her was on his song Cold Wind Blows, which was on his most recent album, Recovery. In it, he said, "But look at Mariah the next time I inspire you to write a song, come on." For the better part of the decade, things got quiet again. But then in early 2016, fresh after his divorce from Mariah, Nick Cannon invited Eminem on Wild 'N Out. Nick said he never had a problem with Eminem, but had to step in once his wife was disrespected. He also challenged Eminem to a rap battle. Years later in 2019, Nick talked about the situation again on T.I.'s podcast. Nick also said he went looking for Eminem so he could fight him because he wanted Mariah to think he was a man and because he knew he couldn't out-rap him.
So I wrote this long-ass letter pretty much saying, look, I respect you as an artist.
Right.
I'm actually a fan. I think you're one of the best to ever do it. But from man to man, you talking out of pocket to my wife, you got to be held accountable for that. So I need to see you face to face.
I can dig that.
And that's all I was saying. Like, face to face, let's get to it.
Nick also said in the podcast that Eminem had since apologized to him privately. A couple months later, Eminem responded to Nick's claims publicly with another diss. He appeared on Fat Joe's album Family Ties, featuring on the track Lord Above. In it, Eminem says, "I know me and Mariah didn't end on a high note, but that other dude's whipped, that got him neutered, trying to tell him this chick's a nut job before he got his jewels clipped." He also made jokes about Nick's supposed plan to find Eminem and beat him up. Nick responded in an Instagram post implying Eminem's career had been over, calling him old, and inviting him again to a rap battle on Wild 'N Out. Nick also reacted to the song on his radio show, Nick Cannon Mornings. He made a few more jokes about Eminem's age and ended his rant with, "Should I respond to this? It's not worthy of a response." Yet, he gave him not one, but 2 responses. Nick then responded for a third time with his own diss track called The Invitation, which featured Suge Knight calling Eminem a bitch via a prison phone call. Nick mentioned Mariah in the song saying, "My baby mama killed you off a decade ago, you still crying about it, bitch, now who's really the hoe?" Nick also implied Eminem was gay, which resulted in a Twitter spat between the two of them, and Nick dropped 2 more diss tracks after that. In 2020, Mariah released her memoir, The Meaning of Mariah Carey.
We're getting the memoir soon. What's that going to be like?
Darling, you're not ready. No, I really mean it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Revealing?
Honest and just a really cathartic experience that I'm working on it. Yeah. Yeah.
My last question for you. There are crazy rumors that you are on The Masked Singer with Nick. Is this true?
Bye. Girl, bye.
When the book was announced, many wondered if and how Mariah would address her years-long feud with Eminem, especially since she'd been silent about it for years. Rumors circulated that Eminem was worried about what Mariah might say. Before the book was released, Da Brat seemingly confirmed there was at least somewhat of a relationship between Mariah and Eminem, but it didn't go far. She and Mariah have been good friends for over 20 years at this point. You can pause to read what Da Brat said because I don't want to be demonetized. Eminem also alluded to this happening in the warning, but he did claim he and Mariah also slept together. An insider for Us Weekly claimed Eminem wasn't nervous about the memoir. They stated, Eminem's Achilles heel has always been Mariah Carey. They had a very toxic relationship. He knows that Mariah is going to say very negative things about him. He's expecting the onslaught and almost welcomes it. In an interview, Mariah later revealed Eminem would not get a mention in her memoir. She told Variety, "There are some songs that I can sing in response to that, but I will not do it. If somebody or something didn't pertain to the actual meaning of Mariah Carey, as is the title, then they aren't in the book." In December of 2020, Eminem released his 12th album, Music to be Murdered By, Side B, aka Music to be Buried By. Both this album and the previous one, called Music to be Murdered By, mention current events in global news and pop culture and reference artists including Billie Eilish and Rihanna. In his song These Demons, Eminem referenced Mariah Carey yet again. He said, "I got a question, what rhymes with pariah?" Then says a bunch of typical Eminem stuff before ending the verse by saying, "They bring up my name just to get ratings." This was thought to be a reference to the rumors he was ever worried about Mariah's book, implying they were cooked up just to sell the memoir, especially because Eminem was never mentioned. To celebrate the 12th anniversary of Obsessed, Mariah posted a TikTok of her doing the Wipe It Down challenge that she filmed during lockdown. In the TikTok, Mariah dons her stalker look again, saying the post was just for laughs. It seems like for now the feud is quiet and hopefully it's completely over at this point. I will never understand why Eminem was so pressed to have the whole world know that he potentially was with Mariah Carey. Like, I can completely understand being upset that someone's lying on you, but it's like you brought it up first and you also didn't know that Mariah wanted all of that out there if it did happen. And discounting the potential lying, I just don't think I would have the energy to keep a feud like that going on for over a decade. And I'm sure, as is the case with most things, that the truth is somewhere in the middle probably, but any way you cut it, this got blown way out of proportion. Like, we already knew that Eminem was nasty, but doing this video kind of made me realize also how much of a loser Nick Cannon is. I mean, we know that now, but I didn't realize he was moving that way back in 2009 as well. If he hears that, he's gonna invite me to a rap battle. Looking deeper into this made me realize that Nick Cannon's sort of support for women has always been fake and performative, so with that context in mind, it makes nothing that he's doing now surprising at all. Down in the comments, definitely let me know your thoughts on this whole feud, and especially your thoughts on the song Obsessed, and also let me know what other diss tracks you would like for me to cover in future videos. Some that come to mind are Holla Back Girl, Back to Back, Sheether. There are a lot to choose from, so definitely let me know what you guys would like to see next. And before I go, I do want to leave you guys with a clip of Mariah being Mariah.
Mariah Carey, say 3 nice things about Eminem.
They come in a package that you can carry wherever you go. Everybody loves them around the world. And they're tasty. Peanut, and you can have the regular kind.
Very good. Oh my God, I love it.
As always, thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe so that you can stick around for more. If you'd like to become a channel member, you can click the link in the video's description. And if you want to follow me on Twitter so you can keep up with me there, make sure you do that. Love you dolls very much. Again, thanks for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.